Right off the bat, we're gonna have a quick presentation. An Oktoberfest presentation from Chris and Matt from Festival Works. We're having a quick presentation for an Oktoberfest for next year. This is Matt and Chris from Festival Works.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, members of council, Madam Clerk, members of the public. My name is Matt Conlon. Standing to my left is Chris Carey. We are from a company called Festival Works. We are in the events production business, have been producing events across the Hudson Valley in different capacities since starting primarily with the Greenwood Lake Oktoberfest back in 2022. And that event, over a 3-day span, brought about 15,000 people to the 2 square mile village of Greenwood Lake, New York, to celebrate in the cultural tradition of Oktoberfest. The event at that point in time kind of outgrew the space and was then looked to be relocated. And we were able to find, through a connection with your colleague, Councilman Jim Post, a connection to the Wurtsboro Airport here in the town of Mamakating. So we've done some preliminary work on this. I'm a councilman in my hometown, so I know the main questions you're probably going to ask are, how much work do we have to do? How much is it going to cost the taxpayers? And is it going to be fun? So the answer is, this is going to be a private event held on private property. We will be complying with all requirements for permitting and any other approvals that are necessitated by the municipality. The cost to the township is going to be zero. This will all be generated through ticket revenue, sponsorships, and private investment. And it's going to provide a 3-day experience for Oktoberfest attendees to come and celebrate together right here in the heart of Sullivan County and the surrounding areas across the Hudson Valley, Northern Jersey, Southern Connecticut, and Eastern Pennsylvania. Some of the features that this property at the Wurtsboro Airport, and I know you're very familiar with it because you just had your town fireworks there earlier this year. You know, it's a beautiful natural landscape to have any kind of event. You know, it's flat, you know, it's huge. So in terms of the logistics from an event standpoint, plenty of parking on site. The airport owner, Dan Zarek, has been a very welcoming and positive and encouraging partner with whom to have these conversations and start working out some logistics. He wants to bring activity to the airport. We want to bring activity to the community. And we started the process, and after speaking with Councilman Post and meeting with the property owner, of finding out about what Wurtsboro and Mamakating are all about. So we've already begun reaching out to some of the civic groups and veterans organizations in your community. We will be continuing those discussions. I had the pleasure of speaking with both your municipal clerk as well as the building department to start getting the ball rolling on just how many permits and approvals are going to be involved, and we will be proactive in getting all of that stuff done. Again, I'm a government guy. I like the paperwork to be I's dotted, T's crossed, and in early so that there's no problems. I have a feeling that this will not be the last time that we are before you to give you updates on the process. At this point, we just wanted to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about the event and some of the attractions that we're looking to have. And then I'll see if you have any questions. So some of the things that we're going to feature at this event, or we're planning to feature at this event, because again, this past weekend put us a year out. Where did we spend this past weekend? Watching the trajectory of the sun over the mountain at the airport property to see, you know, trying to minimize sun glare on the main stage where, you know, performers in the Bavarian and the local bands scene will be performing for the residents and our friends and neighbors. The event is going to feature a number of different activities. You're going to have all of our military branches will be there with community engagement, recruitment. We'll have our veterans organizations. We will be reaching out. We have not done it yet, but we will be reaching out to the Wurtsboro Board of Trade, Chambers of Commerce, the Sullivan County Tourism Department, and a number of other stakeholders in the community. In subsequent conversations, we may be reaching out to some of you to maybe help connect us with some of the people we need to talk to that may want to be a part of this, and that we want to be there to engage with the residents and the attendees. We're going to have activities for children. There's going to be polka. There's going to be lederhosen. There's going to be some activities for attendees of all ages, capabilities, and interest levels. So I think it's going to be a very wonderful, positive addition to the community. I think it's something that the community will support and get behind and enjoy as they attend and hear about it. And if their calendars don't allow for it, the weekend of October 16th through 18th of 2026, they'll make sure to clear it for the following year so that they can come and experience and be a part of it. Chris and I are both local to the area. We want to build the relationships, build the inroads with the local businesses for activations, sponsorships, and partnership moving forward. To continue to bring this and other events to the area. You have a very unique opportunity with this particular property that you can really do some wonderful things. And we look forward to getting to know all of you over the next few months as we do this planning process, coming back, giving you periodic updates, reaching out and speaking with you about some connections you might be able to provide for us to keep enhancing the plan, and we can make this thing a reality come next October. Anything I missed? Do you have any questions for us at this time?
But it's still early stages. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we're looking forward to something like this.
Sure.
But go ahead, Peter.
The participants in it, the acts that you provide all of that, so it's not like open up to the community. You're not bringing other people in, or
So the headlining acts for the traditional music, if there are local performers who we would like to see, we'll have that conversation as the ensuing time passes. We want to bring in the people that the community wants to see. So that will be, but we're talking about bringing in a mix of some traditional Oktoberfest performers, as well as, bringing in some more mainstream music to appeal to the masses. So everybody's got something that they enjoy while they're there. We're targeting, just in terms of different components that, again, this is just standard for any Oktoberfest. We're talking about bringing in a number of, craft vendors, everything from people who may be, putting out their tables at street fairs in this area and surrounding areas, up to more specialized vendors for different informational, public outreach, membership drives for organizations, recruitment for different organizations, solicitation for the local youth athletic leagues or the local religious community, whatever is there and whoever wants to be a part of it. We're looking to bring in, again, all the stakeholders from the community in some capacity. So I know it's a lot to absorb. I talk very fast and I apologize for that, but I know you have a lot on your agenda because I read it before we came, and I don't want to take up any more of your time unless there are any other questions from the esteemed members of the governing body.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
sounds exciting. Look
Yeah.
forward to seeing you.
Thank you for your time, and we look forward
Thanks,
to
Chris.
coming back and speaking with you again in the near future.
Go ahead, Chris.
I mean, in the veterans, could you be more specific rather than just use that as a universal that we're going to do whatever it's told to do?
Sure. So we actually spent the weekend, and thank you for the question. We spent the weekend actually meeting with the heads of the local American Legion post as well as the local VFW post, gave them a facility tour, walked them through exactly kind of how we envision the operation to go and different ways which we can bring their organizations and their membership in to be a part of it. Those conversations obviously will be ongoing as it's an introduction. It was a lot to absorb, as I'm sure this presentation, is for those that don't know anything about the idea before hearing me start speaking this evening. But there's going to be a number of different ways that we engage the veterans, the military community. There will be fundraising there for those organizations as well. So it's not just going to be paying a company to come and produce an event. There's a lot of community involvement and opportunities for local organizations to raise funds to go back to their organizations as part of being a part of the event as well.
Okay. Sounds good, Matt.
That answers your question.
Who's going to do that?
So there are going to be different activations. that, and apologize for the side of my body here, but there are going to be different activations and different programs that we're going to have offered there to assist with the event. And in exchange, funds that are raised are going to be going back to benefit those organizations as a whole. So, for example, there may be certain booths that have certain things that are being sold, that proceeds are going to directly go back to benefit the veterans organizations or other community organizations that are providing the volunteers or the members to come and assist with handling that component of the event. So there's going to be different ways. And again, these conversations just started. We are, I think, 362 days out. So we do have a lot of time and a lot of ground to cover. But again, we just wanted to start and make a presentation here tonight to kind of introduce the event to the community. And obviously, as I said, this will not be the last time you're hearing from us, and we look forward to giving some more specific updates as the plans unfold.
If you can, Chris or Matt, if you could stick around, and if anybody has any questions at the end, maybe to catch your ear, and then they can
Yeah, certainly.
ask
Yes, not a
more.
problem.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sure.
So we have run a number of events right over the border in Passaic County, New Jersey, in West Milford. We run a large community festival there every year. That event has brought in between 20,000 and 32,000 people. What used to be in a day, which was a little crazy. And then this past year for the 30th was brought out to a 3-day event, was moved to a different property and is being retooled. But you had how many events in Greenwood Lake? 2, 3. So you had large events in Greenwood Lake. You had a winter carnival in Greenwood Lake on the lake. You had an Oktoberfest, and you had an Irish Fest as well. Chris' background, Chris has worked in event and television production for over 20 years. And I have a lot of experience in running events as well. So not necessarily local. We met Councilman Post through another event that was kind of closer to us, and then he kind of turned us on to the opportunity. So we've done a lot of legwork to try to learn a lot about the community. And that legwork is not done. We're looking forward. We're from the area. We're not from Mammoth, we're from the Warwick area. So, but we look forward to getting to know a lot more about it and hearing things from the different organizations and things that are important to this area. So, hope that answers your question. I'm sure we'll continue to have dialogue, as the time progresses. So, okay.
Okay.
There's nothing further. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
All
Matt.
right, thanks,
Chris.
We'll stick around.
Okay, continue with the work session. Next is budget modifications.
Yep.
Everybody get a chance to look at the one?
Yep.
Anybody have any questions about it, or? No? All right. The cell tower agreement.
No.
Now, this is something we did a long time ago. All the fine tuning of the contract has been taken care of between Ben and this Crown Castle. We did approve that we accepted based on Ben's approval of everything. So the town will be making an extra $4,200 a year on the cell tower. They're adding a few more Verizon links on the tower, so that's why it's going up. They're selling more space on the tower. So I think it's a good thing for the town to make the extra money on it instead of, every year we go up a little bit more every year. And then this one is going to go up 4,200 this year. So it's a good thing. Anybody have any questions on that? No? All right, next we're gonna open the public hearing for the budget for 2026. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion.
Motion by Matt,
Second.
second by Peter. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody that has anything to say about the budget and would like to come up and say a few words? Ask some questions. Go ahead, Chris. We can't hear you, so.
extra paper that I don't need. So where are we insofar as the budget for the ambulance corps? What's their budget proposal? What's their thoughts?
2%,
Dollars and cents, how much?
198.
Okay, I think I mentioned that the last time. Can we get up to 2,000?
Only, it would put them over the tax cap. And we want to stay under the tax cap. So do they.
I don't see that other communities are worrying so much about this tax cap, especially for this small amount of money for $2,000 to go from 198 to 200,000. Seems ridiculous. I give you a quickie over here. Gardner to hold public hearing on ambulance district. I'm not going to read everything verbatim here. The town will set up a new district in the budget, she said. We have a general budget, we have a highway budget. This is the supervisor over in Gardner. Then we have a sewer budget. Then we have a lighting. Now we'll have an ambulance budget. $600,000, the proposal. Here it is in the paper. We only are at 198, and I know the ambulance corps does a pretty damn good job. Are we really that serious worrying about $2,000 to go from 198, and that'll jeopardize what? There's not enough money in the 200,000 to start with. The library gets over 400,000.
Chris, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the ambulance just like a fire company or a fire district?
Yes. It's a
So-
special district.
We don't control it's a pass-through account, so we don't control their budget. They have it's just like the Bloomingburg Fire Company.
No, I understand all of that.
District.
but that's
And
what-
Gardner is ran by the town.
Right,
The Gardner, what you just read, is ran by the town. So it's a different situation. We do not run them. They have their own officers, their own people. So it's a different thing.
I got all of that, but I mean, for them to go ahead and have a little bit better budget, a little better cushion, I think they should be pushing for 200,000 rather than the 198.
Well,
That's,
you have the right to go to their meeting when they have a meeting, just like you have the right to go to the commissioners meeting.
I know. I just am trying to get,
It's not complicated.
It should be, it's a budget. Should be a budget hearing just like everything else. Taxpayers are paying for it.
But it's a different,
It's
it's a special district, which is different than the past.
we didn't have a taxpayer issue to go to the ambulance corps for their budget hearing. We didn't have that, at least I'm not aware of that. I don't know if there's ever been one. And I would definitely go there to support. My whole point is to get them for a better standing. In the village of Wardsboro, somebody wants to move a business or a house or something in the village of Wardsboro. They have some advantages there that someone might move there or whatever, open a business. They have an ambulance corps, they have a fire company. Some of the proposals that we have a dentist in town, we have a body and fender shop that some of the people in the ambulance corps use. So all of my thoughts are for the ambulance corps to warrant more. So in other words, shut up, Chris, you ain't getting $2,000 more. Is that in short?
I would talk to the ambulance people and next time they can raise their budget to the town, that's all.
Like next year?
Yeah.
Come on, Peter, help me out here.
I'm not here we had this discussion, the last meeting. The squad put together, a budget of what they, what we felt that our needs were. And as I told you, I think at this point in time, the money that we're getting from the town does cover what the expenses were. But the whole reason that we put the district into effect was to cover a lot of the losses that we got from insurance and things. This has been doing that. We're in a unique position where our volume is bringing enough revenue in that we're holding our own. We're not searching for money. We're going to be buying a new ambulance this year. We've got some new equipment. Yeah, I mean, they're going to start about 100. We're staying with a van. They're going to start about 160. But we've been buying less expensive ambulances rather than going with the real expensive ones. We're careful with our money, but right now, we're in decent financial shape. So I'm not I don't want to impose on the town and especially don't want to
You
go
won't,
over.
but I will.
Well, I see that,
But
but that's
yeah,
why I haven't gotten behind
you're-
you.
It's a taxpayer thing and nobody wants to stand up and defend maybe the ambulance corps, if nothing else.
We all appreciate your
Definitely
your
appreciate it.
goodwill. I mean,
Definitely
that's
appreciate it.
wonderful, but yeah, we're trying to be responsible to the taxpayer and keep, if we can hold on and keep, keep our budget down and keep the expenses down, that's what we're going to try to do, the same as we do in town.
Marvelous.
Thank you, Chris.
Anybody else have anything? Go ahead, Kathy.
Peter, can you refresh my memory? Am I talking into this? Can you refresh my memory? You spoke last time about the problem that we have when insurance, when someone uses the ambulance service and they have insurance and the insurance payment goes to the patient, not to the insurer. Can you talk about how we're working to improve reimbursements in those situations?
Well, I believe that come January, and I could be wrong on the timing, but I think January 1st, there has been some improvements done by the state. So what was happening is that there was only a couple different insurance companies who would, when they got the bill, they would send a check to the patient. And then it was the patient's obligation to bring it and pay their ambulance bill. And there's a lot of patients who do not. They got the check and they get a free ambulance ride and a bunch of money in their pocket because it's not cheap. The state has changed that, and the insurance companies will be direct paying the ambulance corps in the future. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Otherwise we have to hire a collection agent to go after them, and it becomes very expensive to do it. And so there's been a lot of times we have not chased these people. We'll make phone calls and try to get it, but
The additional funds back to the ambulance for direct or insurance company.
that's correct. I would say that this year I didn't run the numbers, but I'm going to put us up probably in the $15,000 range of losses with that.
Okay, anybody else have anything about the budget? Brittany, you have anybody online?
I do. Janet would like to speak.
Sure.
Good evening. This is Janet Leibold. I have two questions. The first is the economic development, the Mamakating Local Development Corp. You do not have any money in the budget for 2026. Can you explain that, please?
Well, because we decided that you were losing members on that board that weren't interested in doing it anymore. And the public pretty much spoke that they do not want business here. So we decided to save the $14,000 and put it towards something else, like the veterans and the seniors.
Well, you do realize that in order to disband the MLDC, it's going to cost at least $14,000 between our attorney's fees, the fee that we have to do the audit, which is required. And as far as you stating that we don't want any business in this town, the MLDC does help the existing businesses that we do have. And as a not-for-profit, they acquired $37,000 from the county for our town for us to run the bicentennial this year. That was a town-wide 200-year celebration, and the MLDC was very, very necessary for that. And the MLDC was put together under Bill Herman's supervisor. And when Bill Herman was supervisor, I was town council. And basically, we put that together when the county came in and gave us coals in more or less shoved that down the town's throat. So we put the MLDC together because as a local development corp, it helps to keep the county from putting unwanted projects here in our town. So
Well,
I
so does-
really
so-
think that, I'd like to see you rethink this and keep the MLDC going.
Well, for one, they have the money to take care of their audit and for next year. They have the money left over from 2 years ago when we gave them $30,000 and they never ended up finishing what they were supposed to that year. And so they have the money to finish it up. And it was a unanimous decision of the board to disband. So I understand your feelings about not letting it go, but the board pretty much is on board with not funding something that really doesn't do anything for the town. They're supposed to be bringing revenue. And they really, in 8 years, they haven't brought in one business that brings in revenue to the taxpayers. So, like I said, we've given them almost $150,000 in 8 years, and they haven't brought in one business. So, it's kind of a waste of money, and I don't like wasting money. We have other avenues as far as non-for-profits in the town. The Friends of the Meek have a non-for-profit. The BHR has a non-for-profit. The Historical Society has a non-for-profit. So you can go to any one of those and they'll help you also. So, I understand your frustration with the MLDC, but it just doesn't seem to work anymore. So
The other question I have is regarding the grant office. You have only $1,000 in the 2026 budget line for grants for Karen
Yep.
Barnes.
yep.
Why is that?
Because in the past year, we haven't really applied for many grants and the money should go towards other things. Karen hasn't been that busy this year. He's been taking care of a few things, but we haven't really asked for any grants. So we
Well,
lowered
I
it
just
this year.
want to remind you and the public that one of the things that you are going to be voting on in your business meeting and that you discussed just before this, the cell tower agreement.
Mhm.
That agreement was put together by Karen Barnes during
Absolutely.
Bill Herman's years. Karen was the person who went to the board with this proposal, and I believe it was $70,000 a year that we received, and every year incrementally it has gone up. So he's bringing in 93,000 from this agreement, and you're only allotting $1,000. Also, the 2.7 plus million dollars that the town received from FEMA. I applied for that FEMA money when I was supervisor, and it was Karen who did the paperwork on that. Karen and I worked on that, and we got the town 2.7 million. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I would appreciate if you gave him at least as much as you were giving him last year, and acknowledge that this is a viable and very worthwhile part of our town that brings in a lot of revenue.
Well, for one, Karen is an outside contractor. So we don't do this with everybody else. Karen is an outside contractor. He gets paid $55 an hour. So if he ends up going over his hours or he does a grant for us that ends up being a little bit more, then we'll have to find the money at the time. But right now, we didn't spend that much this year. So, we lowered his budget this year. So, like I said, an outside contractor shouldn't be, getting a budget line. So,
Well, he was never considered an outside contractor during, in the prior years.
he's not an employee. He was in the early 2000s, but that wasn't the case now. So he's just an outside vendor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Chris.
Yes, he is an outside contractor and he gets paid. I'm not sure about dollars and cents because I know it was always rumor, 10% of whatever he gets for the town. So geez, we should fit him in here. He's got the run of this place. He's got a key to open doors here that some of the people here that should have don't have a key. He's made his own cottage industry here. You think the guy walks on water, for God's sakes? Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Brittany, you have anybody else online?
I do not.
One of those nights.
Okay,
Not me.
if nobody else has anything to say,
Guys could go.
we're gonna close the public hearing. Can I get a motion to close?
Motion to close the public hearing.
Motion by Jim.
Second.
John, second by.
Second, yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Yeah. Next is a highway leave of absence. So we have a gentleman at the highway department that is planning on going to be a state trooper. I don't know if everybody knows, but being a state trooper is very rough. And he has asked if he doesn't make it through the academy that we give him a leave of absence right off the bat. So this way, if he doesn't make it through the academy, that he could come back to his job. He isn't a good employee. Matt Lamendola. He's been with us for 4 or 5 years now. And like I said, he's a good employee. And the same thing with the highway leave of absence, Tom, which he'll touch base more about it later in his report. But we also have a person that's a temporary down there or a part-timer that would take his spot temporarily until Matt then either come back or, takes the job and completes his academy. So he's asking for a leave of absence. It would be 6 months. The academy runs for 6 months. It wouldn't be any more than that. And he'd have to make a decision, so. Tom, do you want to say anything on this right now? Yes, unpaid and no insurance. He won't get any insurance. The temporary employee won't get any insurance either because he won't be considered full-time. It's just temporary.
Mike, is there any language in the contract about leave of absence?
Not with the union, only in our handbook.
Okay.
So we are allowed to do it. The union does not have anything in the contract. The union is okay with this. Tom's talked to them numerous times, and
The part-timer will fill the position. Should Matt come back, he'll go back to part-time, but he also, we have several senior highway department employees who are going to be looking at retirement shortly. That position, that full-time position is going to be open in the very near future. So this isn't like offering him something and then taking it away. It's an opportunity for Matt to go out and pursue a police career and staying in public service, and just that we hope that he does well.
And not only that, but he also would have to, Tom, everybody would have to apply when it came time. This temporary guy wouldn't automatically take Matt's spot. He would apply like everybody else. And Tom would go through the process of picking the best person and going from there. So, which also would be in effect for all our retirees that are coming up. So, which we have 2 coming up in April, and then we probably have another one by the end of the year. So, can you wait until public comment, Nick? Nick. Yeah. So anybody else have a question about that? I didn't hear you, Tom. Yeah, Matt is. Yeah.
Okay, but wait, so is the 6 months start from the end of his accrued time, or is his accrued time part of his 6 months?
It's part of his 6 months.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it would be that way. Okay.
I,
All right.
Okay.
Mike, I oppose it. From a personal standpoint, I oppose it. I think I want him to be successful. I don't want him to get into this academy and think he's got somewhere to go and slide backwards. I know he can do it. I know he can make it, but I know you get homesick, you get, it gets pretty rough up there, but I'd like to see him just not have something to fall back onto.
Coming from the state trooper.
Maybe.
Okay.
So I have no issue with it. I just want to make sure the town's completely covered in terms of insurance, workman's comp, pay,
Yes.
all of that stuff. And in terms of, I don't want to go over the probationary period that you mentioned, Ben, because if, I don't want it to go 27 weeks and then not be able to, if Matt comes back and George is supposed to go back to part-time, if we go over that time, we won't be able to do that, I assume.
It's not a promotion, so it's a 52-week probationary period.
Oh, okay.
And he'll take the appointment on the condition that he knows that he might have to
He might
return
have-
back to the part-time status.
Okay, so that, all that can be.
It'll be in the resolution.
Read, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
I do have one more question though, too. Oh, this probably going to Ben. Will it be establishing a past practice with anybody else in the future? Or is there something we can do to?
Temporary employees are not in.
No, but I mean, like, the giving a leave of absence to our employee, even though it's not in the CBA.
Well, actually, it is mentioned in the contract.
Okay.
It's limited to temporary employees. It says that a temporary employee is someone who was called into work on an as-needed basis or to replace an employee who was on an approved leave of absence. So it does contemplate. that
Okay, it says
leave of
approved
absence
leave
can be
of
granted,
absence.
right.
Yeah, but only we can approve the leave.
Right,
absence.
that's always at the discretion of the town board.
Okay. All right.
I think civil service law too allows you to offer it to him.
Correct. Correct.
So, anybody else have any questions on that? No? All right, we'll move on. Add on, we had on Fry Road Bridge again. The guardrails came in at a little higher rate because they changed the guardrails kind of at the last minute. For one of the residents that are closer to the turn. So it did go up $1,200. We will be opening that. I saw Tom's email today. So is it after today, Tom? Should be open now. So Fry Road Bridge is done. We kind of voted on this last week because they had to order it. So we're just really ratifying the guardrails. So next, mowing code for noise. Now, last week, Kira and the building department got a call about noise on the weekend for mowing. And the person actually looked up the code and our codes book, and it doesn't say anything about Saturday. It has every day during the week, and it has Sunday, but it doesn't say anything about Saturday. And it's kind of a typo, but because it is a typo, we still have to have a public hearing to rectify the problem, because we do not have anything for Saturdays. So usually when it has nothing for Saturdays means that you can't mow on Saturdays, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, the times would still be the same as Sunday. It would be 10 to 9 p.m. But we're just changing the word because Saturday is not involved in that code. And if when we have the public hearing and people still don't want people to mow on Saturday, then you can tell us that you don't want people to mow on Saturday. So I'm just giving you some examples. That's all. You know, you don't have to shoot the messenger. So, yet there is something in the code about decimals. So that's we're gonna set a public hearing for this code for the November meeting, which is November 18th at 6 o'clock. So anybody that has any concerns, we will have it on our website after tomorrow to show everybody what the problem was. And, but we have to have a public hearing on this, so. All right, anybody have any questions? No? So, next is the RV extension for Walker Lane. We got another letter. We told the homeowners to come back, at this time because their thing runs out in next week, I think the 26th. So they're asking for another extension because they've progressed pretty good. And, they're asking for, as long as the permit is in thing, so. It could, does anybody have any questions? This is,
Anything we can answer?
How long of an extension are you looking for?
Well,
until the building
Building
permit's
permit.
done, which is in
August.
August.
Sure.
Yes,
so if we do 6 months, we're just gonna have about 4 months left on the building permit itself.
yes. And they have had framing inspections.
Making
It is going, it is making progress.
Yeah, we just installed in windows.
And you're closed, right? Is it closed up?
Yes.
Yes, so it's just, they're doing everything on their own, so it's gonna be up to the board to, make a decision about an extension, so.
I have no issue with it.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good.
The house looks great and it's nice to see it progressing.
Thank you.
Okay. No questions. All right. Yep, you're welcome. Then the last one, number 9, men liquor license for 30-day whole waiver for Paso de Oro LLC. Now, we did this already, but then the state sent something back to us because we didn't check off one thing that's supposed to say music. The state. Right, they submitted it and then it came back and, because we approved it already. But, what was the wording?
Recorded music.
Recording music. Right. So, just something that we have to amend to put that in there to keep it going. And, as of right now, supposedly the Paso de Oro at the grist mill is going to open on October 28th. So, we just want to do this, amendment. Anybody have any questions on that?
No.
No?
Well, just for mute, was that live music or?
No, recorded music.
We recorded music. Yeah, kind of. Have you seen the thing that they had to fill out? There was a lot to it. So, and actually, I have the copy of it right here. So, all right. If anybody has no more questions, we'll start the business meeting with salute to the flag, pledge allegiance to the flag.
United States of America, and to the republic, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
I already did the public hearing and the work session. So we're gonna do public comment, 3 minutes each individual, 30-minute max for anything in the work session. Nick, did you have something that you wanted to bring up? You good? Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to bring up about the work session? No?
See if he's working.
I'm looking at this mowing code for Saturday.
Could you just talk into the mic, please?
Mowing code, mowing code for noise on Saturdays.
Okay, well, I have a few complaints. Number one, the volume of religious singing broadcasted over loudspeakers in the village of Bloomingburg, heard over 1 mile away and disrupting the services in the Roman Catholic Church on Sundays is a complaint. That's number one. Talk about noise, okay? Number two, volume of the sirens for call to worship, which are sounded over the fire alarm system and at a louder volume than the fire alarm system, are heard over 1 mile away. Number three, signage in the town of Bloomingburg is in Hebrew. It's illegible to non-Hasidim residents. Okay, but we have.
It's okay. No, you're right, Chris. You're right.
So should I stop or should I continue?
But I mean, if it's everything in the village,
Ma'am,
then
ma'am,
yes.
where do you live? Do you live in the town or the village? So this is a town resident, Chris.
Thank you. I live.
So who else is she supposed to talk to?
But at the same time, it's a village ordinance. Yeah.
I have a list of corrections, which I thought everybody should hear. According to the noise codes, which are specific, no sounds, which are noises other than heavy equipment, should be heard beyond the boundaries of the building they emanate from. That's part of the codes. I have the codes written down. The same is mandated for sirens, other than fire alarms, which are sounded to save lives. Now, the call to worship are over the fire alarm system. It's louder than the fire alarms when there is an actual fire. Okay, that's a problem. Number three, all Hebrew signage should have English translations below the Hebrew in Greco-Roman lettering so that all can read and understand. This is not a problem. This is common sense. This, again, is a matter of safety.
Okay. Thank you. Like I said, we don't have any control of the village.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
Anybody else want to get up and speak? Okay. Brittany, you have anybody online?
I do not.
Okay. Highway Superintendent report.
I can answer your questions.
Like that.
Evening. Crews are utilizing every last bit of nice weather here to get as much more blacktopping done as money and time allows. Next week, we're gonna start utilizing the tree company that won the bid there a few months ago. And we're gonna start removing some of the trees that we have on our list. I believe that's next Thursday and Friday, or next Wednesday and Thursday. I have it on my phone. I can't remember. I apologize. And the mechanics are readying the trucks for winter. We're putting plow frames on and getting hoppers serviced. Mike, you said that the bridge is open. That should be the truth as of right now. So I sent that email out earlier. And then I had a question for the mowing, but I think you've already answered it. You guys are just updating it to do something for Saturday, but do you know what it is for Monday through Friday, the hours?
It's, yes.
I think it's 7 to 9.
7 to 9.
Yeah, I have it right here for you, Tom.
Was it 8 to 9? I
Yeah.
believe.
8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay. And then just last thing, I think you guys will handle the leave of absence as you will, which I'm fine with. That's what you guys get paid the big bucks to do. Just to your point, John, I would say it's in the handbook, so I don't know if it would create what would you would mention it a
Past
past practice.
Yeah.
I mean, it will always be the town's decision whether to approve it or not. So because I did have that concern as well, because say somebody else looks for this reason for other reasons,
Yeah.
maybe you would think not. and Jim very valid points. So I'll leave it to your good hands. Do you have any other questions about that? Because I know you guys kind of ran through that. He's going to use up all his time. He's going to start his leave of absence on the 11th. The time will be used by then, if it's approved. And if it's approved, that's when we'll bring little George Alcott in on the temporary full-time assignment until such time as there's a full-time opening, when we'll, post a job and do what we do. Okay?
Thank you, Tom.
All right.
Thanks.
that's all I have.
Thanks,
Thank
Tom.
you.
All right, next supervisor's report. I only have a few things. Election day is coming up. Make sure everybody gets out and votes. That's on the 3rd. We had a great fourth, I'm sorry. Yeah. We had Friday night, this past Friday night, we had our Halloween event at the town park. It was a big success. I don't think we had as many people as we had last year, give or take a few, but we got good response back, and anybody that went through the haunted house said it was a great time. So I'd like to thank the Parks and Rec people and Donna that did a great job in organizing the whole thing. And then I'd also like to thank all the volunteers that came out. We had a ton of volunteers that night that came out and did a lot of things, and even volunteers that came 2 days before to help set up the haunted house. It's quite the task, and it's a little crazy for 2 days before the event, but it all went well and everybody had a good time. So that's it on my supervisor's report. Next is the 2025 abstract number 20 for $201,367.91.
Motion.
Motion by Tyler, second by Gary. All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody get a chance to look at the financial reports?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Can I get a motion to accept the financial reports?
Motion to accept the financial reports.
Motion by Peter,
Second.
second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Approve the minutes of 10/7/25.
Motion.
Motion by Gary,
Second.
second by Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approve. We'll go to the resolutions now. Approve the budget modifications. We only had the one. Motion by Tyler,
Second.
second by Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve the renewal of the cell tower agreement with the wording and the increase in,
And subject to final approval by the town attorney.
yes.
Motion to accept the agreement, sometime agreement. Where are we?
Motion by Peter,
I'll second that.
second by Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Did you get that, Karen? Subject to Ben's approval of reading it. So. Approve the leave of absence for highway department and hire a temporary, highway department person, which would be Matt Lamondola, and to hire a temporary replacement, which would be George Olcott Jr.
Yeah, and let's just specify that for Lamondola, it's a 6-month unpaid leave of absence, no health insurance, no accrued leave time, no workers' comp or other town obligations. And for the temporary replacement, that'd be a temporary full-time position. Oh, I'll get these to you, Karen.
She's very fast.
And that's subject to this agreement that he recognizes that Lamondola return to his temporary part-time position.
Now, was there discussion of him, young Olcott getting health insurance while he's temporary?
I need to check into that.
And he doesn't need it. He's still under his dad, so he's not taking it. So
He will not be a member of the union.
yes, he will not be.
And let's do another, the union, you said it already, the union's okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll make a motion.
Make a Matt motion. Second.
Second.
By Peter. All in favor?
Aye.
And
No, opposed.
One opposed.
I'd like to wish, Matt Lamondola the best of luck.
We'll see you in 6 months, Matt, as a trooper. No looking back. Said, we'll see you in 6 months, Matt Lamondola, not you. Sorry.
Matt's going, not.
I got nervous.
Academy.
Clarification.
All right, next is, ratify the approval for the Fry Road Bridge guardrails for $1,200.
Motion.
Motion by Gary,
Second.
second by Peter. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Set a public hearing for proposed amendment to local law, section 135-4C for November 18th at 6 PM.
And that's the lawnmower law.
Noise.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we don't have a meeting until then, Matt.
okay. Motion to have public hearing?
Motion by Peters,
Second.
second by John Roofer. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, RV extension on Walker Lane
Motion,
to,
accept the extension on Walker
Till when?
Lane RV till 8/24/26.
okay, motion by John Roofer,
That's the end of the, yeah, okay. Yes, so the end of the building permit. Yes, second.
all right, second by Tyler. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next is approve amendment of liquor license 30-day hold on the waiver for Paso de Oreo.
Motion.
Motion by Gary,
Second.
second by Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Committee reports. Anybody got anything?
Nope.
No. Matt, you didn't get anything from Jackie, right? No.
No, I just would like to say that I attended the Phillisport Community Center's last scheduled music night for the year. And we had a great turnout and the music was excellent. It was a great way to close out the year.
Thank you, Matt.
Anybody else? No.
All right, announcement. Oh, go ahead. Verdana.
Been a very good year. I've accomplished quite a bit, as you know. The dinner was fine this past weekend. We enjoyed it. I was able to corner Elaine Gunther and explain to her how Mamakating is the mother of Sullivan County. She was very enthused about wanting to know more and asked for a card. So I think we'll be hearing from her. And just on the other thing, Michael J. Barber in Sullivan County Department of Grants and Administration. He's great, and he doesn't cost a thing. And he has advised me on the grants that I have applied for this town, which cost them nothing. So
Thank you, Verdana.
it's done good.
I have announcements. I have an announcement. I have a sad announcement. One of the great things about this, the town hall and being here is that we've got a great community and people come out, and they support each other. And without everybody's participation, we wouldn't have quite the town that we have. And there's somebody here in the room who's been active and participating for many, many years. And I'm very sorry to say that, she's going to be taking an extended leave of absence. Kathy Dawkins is going to be moving out of the area and she is going to be greatly missed. And I just want everybody to know and wish her well.
Good luck, Kathy.
You moving? You moving? Moving?
Thanks, Kathy, for everything you've done. Any other announcements? No? All right, public comment, 3 minutes each individual, 30-minute max for any new business.
How you doing?
Good.
My name is Eugene Kurth. My wife Tracy Mahoney, she's with me tonight. We live at 47 Karen Joy Drive. And what I'm presenting to you tonight is a problem there with the end of the road, the cul-de-sac. Now, through the years, we have complained and nobody's done anything with it. It's not a cul-de-sac. It's literally a dead end. We have trucks driving through our yard because they have no way to turn around. Now we have new neighbors that think the cul-de-sac is a parking lot. So it makes it even worse. I had tire marks next to my well casing, which is probably 40 feet in my yard. So that gives you an idea how far into my yard you're driving. So I'm presenting you with some pictures of what we're going through, how they're parking. The garbage truck does a 10-point turn because he can't turn around. Now there's little kids playing up there. So there's some safety concerns. I think there's fire truck concerns. So I think someone has to do something about it. So my wife's talked to Tom Morrow. He was awesome. He came out, took a look. I know he spoke to you, I think.
Actually, I was with him when he took a ride.
Okay, so I have some pictures, some satellite pictures from Google Earth. I'm just asking for you guys to just take some consideration, look at this and see what you can do for us.
Okay.
Because
And
we
actually,
have nowhere to go. We don't know what to do. I don't want to go knock on neighbors' doors because I don't want to be told to go somewhere because I'm not a little man. I lose my temper. You know, we've had property damage. I had my own car personally hit, and I had to pay to fix that. So it's an issue. So I'm going to leave these with you if I can.
yes, just leave him with Karen
And
and
if someone could,
we'll,
Tom or somebody get back to us. And
yes.
I
Yeah.
would just like to see something addressed with this.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you. Anybody else with new business? Go ahead, Chris.
Some time ago, months, whatever, fast forward, I mentioned it to Tyler about see what you can't do something with the overgrown from the Catholic Church down there in Bloomingburg, the overgrown brush in that general area. So in short, yesterday, remember his name all the time, Samuel, he's one of the trustees in Bloomingburg, asked me if I could do something to come to the town board about it. So the rock wall there is kind of like a retaining wall, but this is all part of the Village of Bloomingburg issue to a degree, but it's from the Catholic Church side. So if you come where the steps are, that you come down towards the main artery there.
Main
So
Street.
that wall is creeping out further and further. Also, the sidewalk, which has got nothing to do with mammicating, also is a problem. As I mentioned a while ago there, that people have to walk in the street to get around that. But the brush and stuff in the wall is part of the town's or the church's issue. So that's why I mentioned it. I'm doing what I was asked. Samuel is one of the trustees down there in Bloomingburg and asked me if I would look into that, if I could bring that forth. And that's what I mentioned, to see if there's something could be done. I don't know about that rock wall, but just speaking with Tyler, I just hate to see that rock wall disappear.
I'll give you a rock, Chris.
I'll let the Parks and Rec guys know. We'll take a look at it, Chris.
I just passing them.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thanks, Chris.
Sammy's name, I don't know what's off of him.
Anybody else? Brittany, you have anybody online?
I do not.
Okay. Well, we do not have an executive session tonight, so can I get a motion to?
Mike, real quick. The Festival Works guys went out to dinner, but myself, George is here from the Legion commander back there. If you guys have any questions, we're pretty much up to speed on their plans for the Oktoberfest. We'll hang around in the hallway or here.
All right. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Tyler,
Second.
second by Peter, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody coming. We'll see you on November 18th.